you on the show. They said you.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Hello, everyone. From the All Sports All Plays Network. As of what you just heard, we have the lyrics, and for our intro music. Today, I am here with Ace West Coast and the Vic. How are both of you doing?
I'll tell you what, I am freaking fantastic right now.
I figured you would.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay, so we're covering both games today, the Astros and the Rays, which unfortunately, being a huge Colorado Rockies and Texas Rangers fan, I wanted the Rays just to close it out. Ace, what were your thoughts on that game?
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, Vic, what were your thoughts?
I called the Rays in 7. I'm sorry, I called the Astros in 7. I think they're going to win the next 2 as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot
I was pretty
about
excited.
that.
Yeah, they're the veteran team. They got the juice. They're just getting warmed up.
Ace, do you think that the Astros are going to win in 7, or do you even have them winning this next game?
The Astros or the Rays?
Astros, do you have them winning this next game?
No, I don't, because the reason was I originally had the Rays in 5, and since the Astros were able to pull off another victory today, I guess I have to go. I guess I have to change it to go to the Rays in 6 because I'm sticking with the Rays. So no, it's going to be the Rays in 6.
Ever since their series that I saw when they played against Boston, they swept all 4 games against Boston in the regular season. I actually had the Rays winning it all, taking it all. And I'm really close to that. So I'm still sticking with my pick, and I'm going to Tampa Bay Rays. I have them winning this next matchup and playing against the Dodgers. So
you hurt my heart, Nate. You hurt my heart. How are you on this? I can't even talk to you right now.
I'm not going to jump ship on the Dodgers, even though they're down 3-1. Okay, so a scoring summary. So for the Astros and Rays game, what were some of your? I'm gonna give this to Ace first. What were some of your who you thought did really well on the Astros side for that game?
Well, so here's the thing. So nobody on the Astros and nobody in their lineup had multiple hits. Pretty much there was I think it was 7 of 9 guys in their lineup that had one hit. Nobody had multiple hits. But if I had to say the guy who stood out, obviously I would have to go with Correa because Correa is the one who hit the walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth to win it. So I have to give it to Correa, even though Jose Altuve is a beast and he's always been like that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go with Correa.
Vic?
I also got to go with Korea. I mean, it's like they have a different guy pop up every game so far that they won. That's kind of just stepped into the shoe of just ending it.
So it was 3-3, and I'm also going with Korea because if it was like 5-3 and heading into the ninth, and it was Korea scored that home run, I would probably go with somebody else if that person scored more than one run. But I'm going with Korea because it was tied, and then he untied it. Now, who do you thought was a didn't do as well as other people? I'm gonna go with Vic at first.
That didn't do as well?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, this series or just this game? Because the series, it's been Gurriel. He's just kind of not shown up yet.
Well, actually, we're gonna go both, but game first.
For the Astros, I'd have to say Gurriel. I mean, he came up with nothing this game. Hasn't really shown much either this series. So I guess anybody from the Rays is probably. I mean, they had like their guy in to close it out, and he just kind of blew it. So he came up a little bit short.
Before Ace goes, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say Gurriel for a different reason. He had the worst batting average out of everybody on that team with a 1.133. So Ace, what is your guy that you thought didn't do as well as compared to the other players in that game?
So we're just going for today, right?
Just today.
Jose Altuve.
What's your reasoning?
Jose Altuve to me has been when you look at Jose Altuve's basically his career and the way he's been. Jose Altuve is kind of one of those guys who's held to a higher expectation, and so far, especially tonight, he has not lived up to that Jose Altuve expectation that everybody has come to see. So for that fact, I would go with Jose Altuve. I was going to say George Springer, but I think Jose Altuve means a little bit more, so I got to go with Altuve.
So now for the Rays side, who was that one guy that rose up and did better than the other guys in your opinion, even though they lost tonight?
I like the first baseman. I can't remember what his name is. Choi,
yes. Choi.
Yeah, I like him. I think he stepped it up tonight. He did a good job. He's been doing a good job the whole series. So, but yeah, he was the guy tonight. I think he tied it up for him and gave him a shot. If I remember
Choi,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Choi has always been the man. It's hard to Vic. I agree with you on Choi to a certain that certain degree, but oh man, you know what? Yeah, I'll stick with Choi, and the only reason that I'm going to stick with Choi too is not only did Choi go 2 for 2 on hits, but he also walked twice too, so he got on base every time. So it's hard to take that away. I was going to say Zuna, which is their catcher, but he was 2 for 4, so he did get out a couple times, but I got to go with Choi.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Troy on this one. He had one run, his batting average wasn't the best out of everybody, but he was 2 for 2 for hits. And so who was that guy on the Rays that didn't do as well as the others?
Who's that question for?
Ace.
Oh, that's easy. Austin Meadows. Austin Meadows is their right fielder. He went 0 for 4 tonight. Austin Meadows is one of those guys that he's what you would call one of their power guys. So you kind of lean on him more to help you score runs. You can't go 0 for 4 in a game when you're that guy. So obviously tonight, with no questions asked, it's Austin Meadows.
Nick?
I'm gonna go with their shortstop, Adames. Is that the way I pronounce his name? I mean, he was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Probably better than the one I could do it. I think it's Adames as well.
Yeah, I mean he's supposed to be the hot guy, and he was shut down tonight. Had the sombrero.
But how can you? I understand
for just
he
this
struck
game?
out 3 times. No. I get it. For just this game, we're talking about this game, and I get why you're talking about a shortstop. But how can you say Austin Meadows is not there? And I understand that he struck out 3 times, but Austin Meadows is supposed to be one of the leaders on this team, and the dude goes 0 for 4.
Right, but he left 1 on base. Adames left 2, so there's that as well.
I get the left on base thing. I get it.
Yeah.
Trust me, but Austin Meadows, come on, man, you're killing me, kid.
I'm not a big fan of strikeouts. I mean, you put the ball in play, you see what happens. You strike out 3 times, you're not even giving yourself or your team a chance.
Yeah, the old sombrero. Well, we say the hat trick is 3, but then the old sombrero is actually 4.
Gotcha. I'll rephrase that. He got the hat trick. I say that just for hockey though. So, but okay.
Right.
So for me, I'm not a fan of the 0 and 4. Excuse me, I'm starting to have the hiccups. So I'm also going. I'm probably good. Sorry. Yeah. What'd you say?
Do you need a good scare? Are you gonna be okay?
Well, he should be scared right now because he's got the Dodgers in 7, so he should be scared right now.
How are we supposed to occupy that respondent?
I think that scare caused the hiccups. Actually, I'm probably going with maybe Diaz. I didn't see the game, but just after looking at some of the results, I'm probably going to go with Diaz 0 and 4. Batting average is 1.182.
So Nate, I forgot what you said. I know you said you have the Rays going, but did you say you had the Rays winning in 6 or 7?
No, yeah, 6.
6. You have them winning in 6? Okay. Because I'll tell you, they don't want it to go to 7. Because if they get it to go to 7, the Astros will probably win in 7. If they go 7.
Excuse me. So let's transfer on to the Rays and Dodgers. I still have the Dodgers winning in this one, but as a Rangers Rockies fan, I think that Freddie Freeman, as of what Ace has been saying, as of what J-Mac has been saying, and I don't know if Vic, you said this yesterday or not, but I think Freddie Freeman should be MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
Yeah. And if there's any guy that comes close, it might be another guy on the same team, the Atlanta Braves.
Ozuna.
So
He might be the runner-up.
hold on 1 second here, because J-Mac actually asked a question. I'm doing a watch party, and he actually asked a question, and his question was, scarier team for the Braves to face in the World Series? Is it the Rays or the Astros? And I'll tell you what, my answer on this, the scarier team in the World Series to me is actually the Rays. And the reason why I say that they're more of a scarier team is because of the bullpen that they have. Their starting pitching is not great, but the Rays bullpen is pretty much identical to Atlanta's. That's what got Tampa Bay as far as they have. That's why Rays are a scary team. They're the scarier team than Houston, even though Houston has that lineup that's loaded from top to bottom, just like the Dodgers. But that bullpen, that's what puts the Rays over the top. So Vic, what do you have to say on that one?
I think the Rays are dangerous. That's why I don't want to play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean their pitching is top notch, and their offense is sneaky. There's no one guy that stands out as like we have Freddie and Ronnie that stand out. There's not one guy on that team that's like the superstar, but they're all good. So yeah, they scare me a little bit. I give them that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take them down, but you know, if they make it there, we'll take them down. But I got Houston in 7, so I don't know.
For the network's sake, I want it to be Houston, Atlanta, because Jay McLovin is a Astros fan, and the two of you, and J Mac are Atlanta Braves fan. So because of that is going to be a it's going to be a heck of a series. But so most of those runs came from the Braves, came from 6th inning. But you know where in the game is usually the most crucial?
Are you talking about like inning wise or what?
Inning wise, what where would you say would be the most crucial?
Okay, so then going back to that question too, what you're asking about the most crucial, are you talking about defensive wise? Or are you talking about offensive wise? So are you talking about not allowing runs or scoring runs?
Scoring runs.
Well, obviously teams want to get going like right off the bat. So if they are an away team, they obviously want to be like, hey, we want to put up runs in the first inning, like you saw yesterday with the Dodgers with the 11-run first. That's obviously something you want to do. But then when you're playing a team like the Braves who thrive in the later innings, and so it's kind of one of those trickier questions because you do want to score runs right off the bat, but you do want to also be a team that can score runs in the later innings. So once your bullpen comes in, if you're only down by 2, you still want to be that team that can come back and win the game. But to answer that question, I would have to say pretty much the first 3 innings are the crucial part in the game because you don't want to play a bunch of catch up in the game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I tend to think maybe the 6th or 7th are the most important because that's when you've probably got your bullpen guys in there, and if you can break their bullpen and then hit your bullpen solid, I think that's a big time when the starter comes out. If that starter's been dominant.
Yeah. Well,
no, okay. I thought you were gonna.
No, go ahead, Nate.
So what I was gonna ask is for this next question, how about on a defensive standpoint? I'm gonna give this to Vic first.
Probably the 4th or 5th inning if they've gone through the lineup twice. Once they hit the 3rd time in the lineup, that's when it's usually kind of shows what you got and what you don't got. So it's usually around the 4th or 5th inning that happens. on a bad day. on a good day, it's not till like the 7th inning. So,
Ace.
I have to agree with Vic on that, and the big reason why I agree with Vic is because, especially if you look at tonight, like a guy like Bryce Wilson, who makes his first career post-season start, comes out and lights it up. Now, I understand he was only at like 75 pitches after 6 innings, but he had already faced that lineup a couple times. And so you're like, okay, he's already faced them a couple times. This is a lineup that gets dangerous as you face them more than a couple times. He already did that. He shut him down a couple times. So yes, the second time through is the most crucial, because that's when the players seem to really learn what you have on that day and learn where your locations are in your pitches. So the second I would say the second round through is the most crucial. So yeah, around the 4th, 5th, 6th inning is the most crucial as a pitcher.
So as of this game, do you think that in this next matchup? So I know you guys have the Atlanta Braves winning this, but do you think how many games do you see it going?
I think it ends. I think it ends tomorrow.
Well, this is why it's such a trick question to me. I want to say tomorrow, but here's why it's such a trick question that I can't answer yet. And the reason why I can't answer yet is because we have no idea who's pitching yet. That has not been said. I have heard multiple things. We all know that he's already said Max Fried is not pitching tomorrow on a short rest, which I don't know if I agree with that, because this is a closeout game. You need your ace out there. I've also heard that he's willing to give Kyle Wright another shot because he only pitched maybe 2/3 of an inning in game 3. Now that would be a bad mistake. So the reason why I'm saying I don't know yet is because I want to know who our pitcher is going to be. That's why I'm saying I don't know yet. And I want to know who's going to be pitching for them. It's supposed to be Dustin May, but since they're on a brink of elimination, that might change, and they might go with Buehler in game 5 tomorrow because they're on a brink of elimination.
That guy scares me.
He does. He's a fantastic pitcher.
No, Dustin May. He scares me. It's the hair.
Dustin May?
It's the hair.
I thought you were talking about Buehler. No, but that's why I want to answer your question, Nate, but I don't know how to answer that yet because I don't know who the pitchers are. If I knew who the pitchers are, I could tell you, but that has not been established yet.
I'm still calling it. It ends tomorrow. I have absolute faith.
So that's all I had for both games. Any additional comments before we close this out? I'm going to give this to Vic first.
I got a question for Adam. Who do you give the MVP to? Ozuna or Wilson? Who's the player of the game?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know this is probably not a very opinion that people are going to be like, really, come on. I have to give it to Bryce Wilson. The only reason I'm saying Bryce Wilson, this is his first postseason start. You're facing the Dodgers, who basically just put a pounding on Kyle Wright in his first start. The dude has only started 7 career games, and now one of his starts now is in a postseason game. He comes in and pitches 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, strikes out 5, and walks 1. So how can you not say the MVP in this game was Bryce Wilson with the way he pitched? He had to come in and pitch the game that we needed. We said he was going to have to pitch 4 solid innings in this game for us to have a chance, and he did that. He exceeded expectations. I wanted to say Ozuna, but I can't. I have to go with Bryce Wilson. Hats off to Bryce Wilson. He had a marvelous game.
I mean, 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. That's a player of the game. That's player of the game numbers. I mean, without him, we would be not where we're at because I don't think he started and he kept going quite a few, couple of rallies.
I get that, but how can you not give it to Bryce Wilson? You got to understand, this guy's young. His first postseason start is against the Dodgers in the NLCS. NLCS. I mean, that is insane. You don't see a rookie come out and do that in his first postseason start in the NLCS. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'll go co-player of the game. Couldn't have one without the other. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I like seeing you so excited.
No. Trust me, I get you. I'm just saying, you technically, I guess you technically could, because you take away those 4 runs that Ozuna had, and it's still 6-2 the final. So,
And he scored 3, so that's 7 total.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. Maybe,
but if he doesn't get on, it kills the inning. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
but I get you. I go Bryce too.
Yeah, but this was a game that Ozuna had to show up in, and Ozuna did. Like this, when it started, everybody was like, the 2 A's are gonna have to get going, and that was Ozuna and Acuna. And everybody knew those 2 people were gonna have to get going in this game, and Ozuna did in a big way. He got going in this game, and Acuna, he didn't have the best game, but he did good enough. He did good enough to help.
He was I love it when he gets so excited. I love how he just he's in the air constantly.
But
his speed is what got some of those rallies started.
Mm-hmm. And me and J-Mac were talking about this while he was driving home. I had him on speakerphone so he could listen to the game, and we were talking about this. And we said, if the series were to end tomorrow, who is the MVP in the NLCS right now? It is tough, because there's guys who played well. But right now, if I really had to think about it, Ozzy Albies is batting almost like a 500.
Is there something funny to you? No, Your Honor. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
To understand why.
So
I'd go Freddie. Freddie's the man. If we're going full series,
Freddie's the man.
If we're going the whole series, he's consistent. He's not just all out in one game. He's all out in all 4 games so far.
Yeah, and J-Mac actually asked a pretty good question that I've talked to about J-Mac before. So when you look at the Braves lineup, your top 4 hitters are Acuna, Freeman, Ozuna, and d'Arnaud. So the thing that we've talked about is, say you have 2 on with none out, and the game is basically on the line, and you have. And that's the order you have coming up. Who the heck do you walk? You can't walk one, because then you have to pitch to the next. So you can't walk Acuna and load the bases, because you got to pitch to Freddie. And then if you get past Acuna, you can't walk Freddie, because then you have to pitch Ozuna. And then you can't walk Ozuna, because then you have to pitch d'Arnaud. So who do you walk? You gotta pick and choose.
Yeah, we're solid all through 9. So I don't think there's anybody that could intentionally walk without revving up the next guy.
Well, I take that back for a second.
Unless Camargo's in the lineup, then
Thank you. I was going to say, we have Camargo in the lineup, and obviously they have 2 on with 2 out, and who is ever batting in front of Camargo, they're like, we're going to walk him and pitch to Camargo.
Even the rookie's doing better than he is.
Right? It's Camargo, man. It's Camargo.
Yeah, he had another one tonight, so I mean, and that not in the 8th inning when he hustled down the line and they got that error, that gave us 2 more runs. So they weren't just resting on their laurels. They were wanting to score some more. A little bit of payback for yesterday.
Okay, so before we give our last final comments, I forgot to do the picks. So do you want to go through them? Because because I won't be on until Monday, so people here wouldn't hear about them. So, do you want to go through them or wait for a little while?
Well, if you need to go, since you're not going to be on a show until Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday.
we can, or until Monday, we can roll through picks. I can ask you yours, because I will be on, within the next couple days, predicting mine. So I can go ahead and ask you what your picks are going to be in games.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do, and then I can actually. So Vic, you kind of have a decision to make too. You can either choose to go with your picks now, or you're going to be on Sunday morning. So. And don't forget, we have our show tomorrow night too. So tomorrow night we go through picks also. So we can just give Nate his chance to shine with his picks. And we have our picks tomorrow. Okay.
Sounds good.
The first pick I'm going to ask you is we're going to say we're going to go with Houston or Tennessee. What team do you want?
Tennessee is looking scary this year. I'm going with Tennessee.
That's the proper pick. Okay. Do you want Cincinnati or Indianapolis?
I mean, proper pick.
Yes, proper pick.
So, Cincinnati or Indianapolis? I'm going with Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. How about the Atlanta Falcons or the Minnesota Vikings?
I'm predicting an upset in that game. I'm going with Atlanta.
So you're giving the Falcons their first win.
Yes.
And
your head coach and everything.
So yeah, Raheem Morris is their new coach, and he's there. A lot of teams are pretty high on Raheem Morris, so I could somehow weirdly see the Falcons pulling off this upset.
It'll be their first win against the Vikings in 2012.
Yeah, and they may not have that chance to blow a game. So
yeah.
Right. All right. How about the Denver Broncos versus the New? Why am I even asking you this question, honestly? Because you're a Broncos fan, so you're gonna obviously go with Denver.
Actually, I think it's gonna be a close game, yes, but I have New England.
What?
I have New England by a few points.
Dude, I gotta mark this on the calendar. I have to mark this on the calendar. You're picking against the Broncos.
I picked against the Broncos 3 times this year.
I'm talking about on air, man. I am shocked. Because I think that's the game that Drew Lock is coming back in.
True, but so is Cam Newton.
Yeah. I'm just shocked. I will honestly say I'm shocked because of how high you were on Drew Lock. That's why I'm so shocked.
Yeah, but that defense is hurt. If that defense was back, maybe I would probably go with Denver, but
I don't know, man. All right. Well, how about the game of the week that I'll tell you everybody's looking forward to? The Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Everybody wants to see it.
I'm probably going with Washington this week against that New York Giants team. I think Alex Smith is starting.
No, actually, the starter in this game is Kyle Allen.
I would still go with Washington.
Washington, for some reason, decided to not go with Alex Smith, and they said Kyle Allen's healthy, so they want to go ahead and go with Kyle Allen. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
Whatever.
But I'll go with it.
But whatever. Okay. Baltimore or Philadelphia?
Oh, what am I
You
kidding?
have to think about that one.
I'm kidding. Baltimore by 10.
With your reaction at first, when I'm like, really? Do you really have to think about that? Like, Baltimore and Philly? Come on. Okay. How about Cleveland or Pittsburgh? This is going to be a lot closer than what a lot of people are thinking.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be surprisingly a good game. I'm gonna go. I think Cleveland's gonna continue their run. I have Cleveland being Pittsburgh this week.
And I believe the Vic did too, if I remember right. You did have. Yes, you did.
I did.
All right. How about what was it? Chicago or Carolina?
I think Carolina is going to get another win against the Chicago team, but they're 4-1. Carolina's 3-2. I'm going Carolina.
It's close. It's close. This was a hard decision. How about Detroit or Jacksonville?
I don't have a lot of faith in Jacksonville during this game. I have Detroit in their second win.
So you said you don't have faith in Jacksonville in this game. So does that mean you have faith in Jacksonville throughout the season? Because how can you have faith in Jacksonville throughout the season?
First 2 games, I had faith in Jacksonville.
What have they done since? They haven't done jack crap since.
Yeah.
Minshew Mania. Minshew Mania is back down to earth. He has regressed.
Ever since they lost to Miami, that was when I had lost faith in Jacksonville, the Minshew Mania.
I lost faith in him in 1992.
In Jacksonville?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. How about the Jets against the Dolphins?
Do you really have to ask?
The Dolphins.
Yes.
And this is actually interesting because if the Dolphins win this game, the Dolphins will be 3-3 and be at 500.
Yeah.
And with the expanded playoffs, they have a shot. They have a shot.
Yeah, they do. First time since 2017.
Yeah.
Or 2016, actually.
All right. So then this is actually the game of the week that everybody's been talking about. It's the famous Rodgers versus Brady game, Packers versus Bucks. It is the game of the week. This is actually the third time that they will be facing each other, and they're 1-1. There's one win for each.
Brady needs to learn how to count to 4. Rodgers. That was embarrassing last week.
Which I don't know if you saw that I would say that interview that they had with Jamal Williams, the running back for Green Bay, when they were asking about Brady and they're like, yeah, it's a big game, and Williams like, yeah, but my quarterback can count to 4, so I don't know what's going on. I was like, that was awesome.
I think I did actually.
Yeah, I was like that was awesome. He's like, my quarterback can count to 4.
Oh.
So what team you going with in this one?
Green Bay.
Nice, I like it. All right, then we have the Sunday night game. We have the LA Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. As we know, Jimmy Garoppolo is back. Raheem Mostert's back. Richard Sherman was supposed to be back, but he's not going to be back this week yet, as he had a setback. So
for this game, I'm going to go with the Rams, mainly because of Jimmy G last week in the first half. So Jimmy Garoppolo was Jimmy Garoppolo last game.
Crapola.
yes, it's Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, and then we have our two Monday night games. Actually, we have 2 of them. The first one is the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills. I know where you're going with this one because you've already said that you had the Bills basically winning their next 5 games.
That was before Jets signed Le'Veon Bell, though.
So now are you switching it?
I'm switching it, but I still think it's going to be close.
Well, now keep in mind, Le'Veon Bell this on Monday probably won't be playing much because he hasn't had a ton of practice.
Yeah, but he's still probably going to be playing.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, not too much though. All right. And then the other one is that famous Arizona Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboy game.
I posted this. I talked about this game a little bit, not on air, but off air. I have Dallas in this one.
You disappoint me, man.
Andy Dalton starting at quarterback, and I think he is going to use Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper a lot more.
When you say Ezekiel Elliott, do you realize who the head coach is for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes.
Mike McCarthy. What is one thing that Mike McCarthy does not do? Mike McCarthy hates to run the football. Ever since when he was the coach in Green Bay, that used to drive me freaking crazy. When we would have a decent running back, he never wanted to hand off the ball. Why do you think in Aaron Jones' first couple of years in Green Bay, he struggled? Because Mike McCarthy never wanted to hand off the damn ball. McCarthy always drove me crazy about it. I'm like, you have a running back, hand the ball off. But he doesn't like to. He hates to hand the ball off. He's a pass first coach.
How do you really feel?
You're talking to Ace about that?
Yeah. How do you really feel about it?
How do I really feel about him? Do you want me to know how I really feel about him?
I thought you just gave us a little example of it.
That was just a little example. Yeah, you can go into detail about what I really think about Coach McCarthy.
I have been saying this before the season has started. I really don't think Mike McCarthy is a good quarterback for Dallas. And I get all the Dallas fans going like, what? But 1-4, no, actually 2-4, excuse me. No, 2-3. I can't count. No better
All right,
than
Tom.
3. So
Mike McCarthy is a very overrated coach. And the only reason that Mike McCarthy is overrated is because the only reason he did anything in Green Bay for as long as he was because his quarterback was Aaron Rodgers, who carried that team for years. That's the only reason McCarthy ever had any name in Green Bay whatsoever. So he's lucky he had number 12 on his team, or he wouldn't achieve jack crap. Because what happened when Rodgers got hurt and Brett Hundley came in at quarterback? Brett Hundley sucked it up. And then same thing as Deshaun Kaiser. McCarthy drives me freaking crazy. I'm glad he's out of Green Bay. I doubt I'm going to have the guy.
Is Mike McCarthy any better than Adam Gase? No, I'm kidding.
Don't get me started on that.
He probably is.
You already got me going on the Mike McCarthy rant. I didn't want to go there.
He is revved up and ready to go.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. So Ace, what are your final thoughts before we give this a close?
Oh boy, my final thoughts are: I'm sorry everybody had to see me go off on a rant about Mike McCarthy, but as being a diehard Packer fan, everybody knows now my true feelings about how I felt about Mike McCarthy and his whole tenure there in Green Bay. I am sorry for everybody having to see that. But other than that, I am ready to hopefully watch the Braves clinch tomorrow and move on to the World Series. That would be fantastic to see. And yet again, I would like to thank the Vic again for coming on and joining us tonight. It was a pleasure as always.
Of course, you went all the Hulk smash on us there for a minute.
Right?
We're never going to bring that name up again. That's like, no. Code word, don't do it. This is a don't say the word sign.
Right?
Wow, it was a pleasure, man. Braves, as long as the Braves win, I'll be ready to go.
Right?
Yeah. So my final thoughts is I am excited, even though I think that Denver is going to lose. I'm excited about Sunday's game. And the other thing I have is that my hiccups are gone. So this concludes another episode of a post-game show for All Sports All Plays Network. This is Nate the Great, Ace from the West Coast, and Dick signing out for now.